Hello my Zero Shadow King followers, and it's time for another deck profile. I know we're only 1 week away from the new Red Dragon Archfiend structure deck coming out, so I'm prepared a Red Dragon Archfiend deck before the new cards in the deck comes out. So this is my opinion how to play the Red Dragon Archfiend deck without using too much hand traps and everything. So I do have the side deck, the extra deck, and the main deck. Let's begin with the main deck, and don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and keep the notification on for more of these awesome videos I'll be making. Sorry for not being here last week, you guys. Had a trip to go to and couldn't have time to upload a new video, but today I have time and hopefully tomorrow as well. Alright, let's begin with the Red Dragon Archfiend deck profile. Alright, starting off, I'll play 3 red sprint. This is like the most important part of the extra deck. Most important part of the deck. I don't know why I said extra deck. But he is a fiend effect monster. We all know what he does, but when this card is normal or special summon, while you control no other monster, you can special summon 1 level 3 or lower fiend type tuner from your hand or graveyard. So it helps us out getting into more of our resonator monsters, such as I played 3 copies of Red Resonator. There we go. I love Red Resonator. He is the most important card. I love him because he also helps you gain life points no matter where he's coming back from. If it's from Red Sprint or from Red Rising Dragon, he will help gain life points from whatever big boss monsters on your side of the field right now. So when this card is normal, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower monster from your hand. When this card is special summon, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field, gain life points equal to the tag. You can only use the effect of Red Resonator once per turn. And I play as well 1 Crimson Resonator. 3 copies of Red Crimson Resonator here. We all know what he does. He is one of the most important parts of the deck. Without him, we wouldn't even get into our Red Supernova Dragon. But Crimson Resonator is good. If you control no monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If the only other monster you control is exactly 1 dark synchro monster, you can special summon up to 2 Resonators from your hand or deck, except Crimson Resonator. You can only use the effect of Crimson Resonator once per turn. You can not special summon monsters from the extra deck except dark synchro monsters. And mostly we do play a lot of dark synchro monsters here. I do play 3 copies of Wild King Wildwind. He is mostly an easy special summon onto the field. If you control a fiend type tuner monster with 15,000 or less attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you attempt this, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except synchro monsters. During your main phase, you can accept the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Add 1 fiend type tuner with 15,000 or less from your hand, from your deck to your hand. Technically, we do play a lot of low level monsters with 15,000 or less attack. Mostly are resonating monsters. And I do play 3 copies of another card. Well, I'll show you in a little bit. I do play as well 3 copies of Force Resonator. As you can see, you can send this card from face-up card you control to the graveyard. Select one face-up monster you control. If that monster attacks this turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects that targets a monster until the end of the damage step. So if you send him to the graveyard, your Red Nova Dragon or Scarlet Dragon will go in for game because they do come out with a big attack points right there. I do play though 1 copy of Synchro Resonator and 1 Chain Resonator. Now then, for that other card that I told you guys about that I do play 3 copies of Assault Synchron. If you guys can see him there. So, 3 copies of Assault Synchron. He is good as well for the deck, plus helping you out when your Super Red Nova Dragon effect is activated. He will activate his effect, bringing him back after he wipes out your opponent's board, so he can go in for game. But there is other ways to bring in your Red Dragon Archfiend cards back from the graveyard, do going for game as well. For my hand traps, I do play 3 Ash Blossom of Joy and Spring. That's all the monsters I mostly will go into. Let's go into the spells. Next. Oops. Alright. So, for the spells, I played 3 copies of Resonator Call. Then I do play 3 copies of Resonator Command. Discard 1 Resonator monster from monster and allow 4 lower fiend monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect of 1 Resonator Command once per turn. That's mostly okay because we do have a lot of Resonators in our deck. To let you know. To get into more of our other fiend type monsters. So if I correct, we play a lot of Resonators in here. Alright, for the 2 copies, I play 2 copies of Resonator Destruction. When a Resonator monster is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, select 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. Destroy this card during your second end phase after this activation. So I mostly play 2. Just when after this is over, you activate this next. Then I play just for your backup support to deal with spells and traps. 2 copies of Circulate Security. Activate if you only control 1 face-up Red Dragon Archfiend. Destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. I do as well. I took this in and it's been pretty well from this deck. I do play 3 copies of Return of the Dragon Lords. As you can see here. Oops, my camera's a little messed up since it got knocked down. But target 1 level 7 or 8 monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If a dragon monster you control will be destroyed by battle, or card effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Technically, we do play a good variety of level 8 here. As you can see, we do play a little bit good variety of level 8s here. Now then, let's get into the trap cards. This is mostly a monster reborn for your Red Dragon Archfiend. I do recommend playing it if most people want to. For the traps, I do play 3 copies of Time to Stand Up. If a Dragon Synchro monster is on the field, special summon up the 2 monsters that are Resonator monsters or / level 1 dragon monsters from your deck. When a monster effect is activated while you control a level 10 or higher dark dragon synchro monster, banish this card from your graveyard and negate that effect. And if you do, one synchro monster you control gains 2,000 attack until the end of the next turn. So mostly whatever level 10 or higher monsters we have will become the biggest border. I do play 2 copies of Red Carpet. If you control a Dragon Synchro monster is on the field, target up to 2 Resonator monsters in your graveyard, special summon them. And then I do play just 1 copy of Red Region. Alright, that's for the traps. Now let's get into the actor deck. For the actor deck, I do play 3 copies of Red Rising Dragon. Most of the times for me, I will play 2 instead of 3. Most of the time. So in some matches I will change it to 2. And some matches I'll do 3. And then I do play the original Red Dragon Archfiend. I do as well play just as well 2 Hard Red Dragon Archfiend. And I do have 2 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, the better one. But like I said, I do swap it out once in a while. Just depends on games. I also do play Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. I do, from my opinion, I prefer playing 2 hot red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Mostly a good negate right here. Because it says, quick effect, you target 1 face-up monster, face-up card your opponent controls. Negate its effect until the end of the turn. When this card affects battle damage to your opponent, target 1 tuner monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. You can only use the effect of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss once per turn. I do play though 1 copy of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane and 1 copy of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, and also 1 copy of Red Nova Dragon. And I shown this card a lot, Red Supernova Dragon. I wish they would have put in Archfiend in there, like say Red Archfiend Supernova Dragon, but it's good enough. So that's the extra deck. Now then, let's go into real quick the side deck. For me, I do like the side deck that I have because in some games I do play 2 copies of Power of the Guardian. It's a good card. I played in multiple games. it does come up when I do need to have that in my deck. If an attack is clear involving the equipped monster, place one spell counter on this card. The equipped monster gains 500 attack and defense for each spell counter on this card. If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can remove one spell counter from this card from your field instead. So, for example, if your Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend is equipped to it, it gains 3,500 tech plus for each counter in it. Your monster is equipped and protected from battle or card effects. So I did play the power of the Guardian in my side deck. I do play one Monster Reborn for my side deck as well. I do have two Red Cocoon, and most people would prefer one in the deck, but just in case, I do have two Red Region in my side deck. Sometimes I will go for two, sometimes I go for one, sometimes I will go for three, just to annoy my opponents. For my side deck, I do have two Red Rack. I do have Red Familiar. And for like the Red Dragon Archfiend hand trap, or just trap, I do play 3 copies of Red Guardian. During your player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect while you control a Red Dragon Archfiend monster, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. This turn, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effect. So this is more of a good protection and a hand trap, so it can negate your opponent's monsters in his turn or your turn. So this is what I have for my side deck, you guys. I haven't seen people talk about their side decks, but this is what I have for mine. And then for the side deck, for the synchros, one Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, one Dragon Archfiend. Like I said, I can sometimes switch it out with Red Rising Dragon, having 3 Scarlet Dragons, or one Archfiend just in case, just to get into the bigger boss monsters. But yeah, that is all for the extra deck of the Red Dragon Archfiend, you guys. I hope you guys liked it. It is a good deck to play. I would recommend getting into buying the structure deck soon. It is coming out on September 22nd, next Friday. This video is uploaded this Friday, September 15th. So we're just 1 week away. I already pre-ordered mine. It'll be coming in the mail soon, so we can do a box opening of that. And after that, we'll do a Red Dragon Archfiend deck profile of the structure deck. Alright, you guys, that is all for today. I hope to see you guys all for another video next time. Peace out.